seeds into tomorrow's harvests. The land is our partner, and we should listen to what it can teach us. The drama of plant life starts with the seed, but that's only the beginning. From seeds grow plants, nature's own food factories, providing us with fruits, grains, and vegetables. Long ago, people gathered their food wherever they could find it, but today's farmers grow their crops in many different environments. Those environments often present us with many difficult challenges. That's why it's important that we continue to work with the land and listen. What challenges could we face in a tropical rainforest? It seems to be exploding with life. Yet the rugged terrain, tremendous rainfall, and humidity make food cultivation very difficult. The challenge of the desert is just the opposite. Here, the scorching sun evaporates water faster than even nature can supply it. With burning heat and blinding sandstorms, can the desert ever support our crops? People once asked those same questions about the wild American prairie. This land confronted settlers with unpredictable weather, brush fires, and swarms of locusts. But the land was there, vast and fertile. With hard work, skill, and dedication, the prairie was transformed. Generations of family farmers learned to work with their land. Together, they grew the crops that would feed the nation. Let's take a look back now at some of the pioneering achievements of the family farmers. Farmers are still listening and learning from the land. Research continues to give us better insights into matching the right crops with the right environments. We use better machines, seeds, and fertilizers. These new technologies allow us to produce even more food per acre. To meet the needs of the future, we must continue to study. The drought that hit much of the United States in 1988 proves that we have a lot to learn. Folks, we're now entering a very special part of EPCOT Center. In the showcase, you'll see simulated desert and tropical farms, as well as other research facilities. Some of these plants have great potential for the future, and many of them are harvested and served right here at EPCOT Center. To ensure year-round harvest, our showcases are climate-controlled and fully enclosed. This provides us with a showcase for displaying some of the tools, technologies, and concepts that may shape tomorrow's farms. For example, here we're intercropping coconut with cacao, a source of chocolate. Intercropping means growing 2 or more crops together to produce more food in less space. Some other crops that thrive in the tropics include the papaya, sugarcane, and rice. Rice is one of three main crops that provide nearly 80% of the world's food supply. It's a good grain to grow here because it thrives in many different environments: flooded areas, mountainsides, and rugged terraces like these. Some other crops include the peach palm, the loofah gourd, and pineapples. The loofah gourd is used to make loofah sponges. It does take these plants anywhere from 18 to 24 months to produce a single pineapple. Many thousands of crops that are found here in the tropics could yield rich new crops for the future. That's why it's important that we continue to study the tropics, to preserve these resources, and learn to use them wisely. Well, agriculture also includes aquaculture. Fish farming is one of our fastest growing food industries. In a small aqua cell like this one, we can produce tons of seafood crops. We select fish that eat prepared food and are comfortable in crowded conditions. Fish like the sunshine bass and the tilapia. Pacu on the right of the boat are vegetarian members of the piranha family. And the paddlefish that you'll see on the left may be rather odd looking, but paddlefish are a source of caviar. In fact, many of the fish here in the aqua cell are served in EPCOT Center restaurants. You can get a better look at some of these fish in the aqua tubes. We recondition all our water by removing waste and adding oxygen to it. This allows us to raise fish in even the harshest climates. And remember the hot, barren desert? Well, even out here we can grow crops if we listen to the land. Delivering water to the roots of plants helps us conserve water supplies. Computerized drip irrigation systems like ours may be used extensively in the future. However, such advanced systems aren't always needed. Many of the crops that you see here thrive normally in these conditions. Lucina trees against the far wall on your right are a perfect example of this. Lucina trees provide shade. They're also a renewable source of wood. By planting drought-resistant crops, such as sorghum, we retain valuable topsoil. This also enables us to grow better cereal and cattle feeds. We're now entering one of the production greenhouses for the Walt Disney World restaurants. We don't supply everything our guests eat, but we do harvest tons of crops here. We also use some very unusual methods when growing them. For example, growing crops vertically saves us a lot of space. It also makes the plants easier to inspect for disease and pests. We can even grow our crops without soil. This is a system known as hydroponics. Nutrients that are normally found in soil are dissolved in water and then delivered right to the plant's roots.
Look at that lettuce.
Each year, pests ruin at least 1/3 of all crops worldwide. Well, here at EPCOT Center, we practice integrated pest management. This allows us to combine several different pest control methods. For example, we do release ladybugs into our growing areas. Ladybugs eat aphids, one of our most troublesome pests.
Wouldn't you like to have a little fresh salad? Yeah.
It's hard to see. They're out there though.
You see that?
As we move into the future, we'll still rely on traditional farms, but we'll continue to use new methods too. Methods that we're studying here at EPCOT Center. We might even see crops grown on assembly lines. Space explorers will rely on plants like these, not only for food, but to help them recycle the oxygen and water that they need to survive. Here we're studying simulated lunar and Martian soils for crop production in outer space. These samples are patterned after ones brought back to us by the Apollo astronauts. And these growing facilities are identical to ones found at the John F. Kennedy Space Center. Along with NASA scientists, we're helping to pioneer space agriculture. thousands of years, farmers worked to breed superior crops. Now we've taken that process one step further by working directly with the genetic materials found inside plant cells. This new science, known as biotechnology, has the ability to revolutionize agriculture. We may be able to help plants better adapt to their environments by making them more resistant to droughts, disease, and pests. Here at our biotechnology lab, we're developing more nutritious fruits and vegetables with naturally longer shelf lives. As we've seen, our partnership with nature depends. Our future in agriculture depends on our partnership with nature. The land is our partner and we should listen to what it can teach us. Folks, if you'd like more detailed information about our growing areas or any of the attractions you saw at EPCOT Center today, please feel free to visit EPCOT Outreach. It's located in Communicore West. We also have two other attractions here at the land that you might enjoy. The Kitchen Cabaret is a lighthearted look at good nutrition. This will be to your right as you exit the boat. On the upper level, we have Symbiosis. Symbiosis is a dramatic film about man's partnership with nature.